Hey, this is Alex, and in this short video, I'd like to show you a couple more Vietnamese phrases you can share with your lady the next time you're out with her, all right? So the phrase I'm going to be covering today is, one, do you like flowers? And then the second one is, what kind of music do you like? And as I used in our previous example, the lady's name is going to be Lynn, just to keep it easy. Of course, the lady you're with, whatever her name is, you would want to substitute that in there. It could be Mai, Kim, or any other Vietnamese name for the lady, all right? So as I said, the two phrases we're going to cover is, one, do you like flowers? So that way you can bring that the next time you go out with her. And the second one is, what kind of music does she like? So that way if you want to buy her maybe a gift card from Amazon, or know where to go and listen to some music, which there are plenty of places to do in Vietnam, then that's also a great way to basically be a great second or maybe a third date, all right?
But first, how would you like an ongoing supply of free reports, helpful resources and unique cultural insights for meeting, dating and marrying a Vietnamese woman? Too easy. Just take a quick moment to subscribe. And click the bell icon. And you'll never miss out again.
So let's go ahead and jump in here. So if you've seen a couple of my videos, I've emphasized this. And the reason I emphasize this is because I haven't worked with English-speaking folks when they're trying to learn Vietnamese. One of the things that I always want to emphasize is that Vietnamese is what's called a tonal language. By that I mean that there are different pitches for the words, okay? The second thing is also that it's a very formal language. In all of these examples I've been sharing in this and previous videos is that when you're first getting to know somebody, it's very common in Vietnamese to just refer to them by their first name. That's a polite and not overly familiar way of addressing somebody. In Vietnamese, there are different ways of saying you. So one way could be a very, very distant stranger, okay? Which when you say miss, which of course is gonna kind of kill the mood, right? The second level of, for lack of a better word, familiarity is when you use their first name. The third one is when you get to using things like darling and dear, right? So at this point, my assumption is that you're still in the early stages of going out, and so we kind of want to stay in the middle lane, for lack of a better word, right? We're going to use her name. So all the examples I've used up till now has been Lynn, okay? So these are actually two phrases. Let me kind of put a dividing line here so you kind of see this, all right? Okay? This will be phrase number one, and this will be phrase number two. This one right here, what we're asking Lynn, the lady you're with, is you're out there, you're having coffee, and if you want to see the video on how to ask her out for coffee, there's another video already done about that, all right? So this one right here, you're having a conversation with her, and then what you want to do is ask her, does she like flowers, right? Just to see, one, kind of show your romantic side. And then the second thing is also, if you know she likes flowers, you may want to bring some next time, right? Now, broadly speaking, most women like flowers, but there are some, they may not like flowers because of allergy reasons, so you don't want to make that mistake, right? So that's one reason why we're doing this. And again, it's really to break the ice and also just making conversation. So let me go over what this phrase is. Now, one thing I do want to also mention is grammatically Vietnamese is, compared to English, is very different. So don't try to substitute and try to translate this in your head word for word, because it will just fall apart, all right? So these are the phrases that are equivalent in English, and they're gonna, in many cases, there's gonna be fewer words, mainly because Vietnamese has a much less structured grammar than English does, all right? So with all of that out of the way, let me go ahead and start this. I'm gonna pronounce it first in Vietnamese, then I'm gonna give you the English translation, and I'm gonna give you what each word means, okay? So the first phrase I'd like you to learn, just hear me for the first time, Linh thích hoa không. All right, so it's pronounced Linh thích hoa không. Lynn, her name, it's like, Lynn, do you like flowers? Right, that's what it translates to. Now, as you can see, there's several words missing, right? Because again, Vietnamese doesn't have the same grammatical structure as English does. So this is almost like Lynn, substitute you, like flowers or not. That's really it's almost, if you were to do almost a literal translation, that's what it would translate to. Now, of course, that's a little bit cumbersome in English, right? So it's a better translation would be, Lynn, do you like flowers or not? Okay. So here, the first word is Lynn, is her name. Thích is it's a very, very common word that we're going to be using over and over again in a lot of videos. It's something you really want to be able to say as accurately as possible, because it basically said you like, right? You're going to be asking, do you like, in future videos, we're going to be like, do you like seafood? Do you like going out? Do you like, do you like the beach? Things like that. So this is a very useful word to learn. Okay, thích is do like, right? And then hoa is Vietnamese for flowers. Okay, now the one thing I should point out is that there's really no concept of singular or plural nouns in Vietnamese. It's just hoa is hoa. There is no hoa with an S at the end of it. Just as like in English, it's like you wouldn't say you like a singular flower, right? Because that implies that you just give them one flower. Here, what you're asking is that you like flowers in general. What I was pointing out is that Vietnamese doesn't have a concept of singular or plural in noun. So the word is used singularly and also in plural. Không is a word, it means not, but here it's just, again, the way the language is structured, it just means like, do you like flowers? You can leave this off, but it's gonna sound very awkward. At that point, you're gonna sound like a baby, right? So this word right here, Linh is her name, thích is like, hoa is flowers, không means or not. All right. So the way it's pronounced in its entirety is Linh thích hoa không. Again, Linh, do you like flowers? Okay. Thích is like, hoa is flower, không is or not. But again, in English, it would be translated to Linh, do you like flowers? Right. In English, you wouldn't say do you like flowers or not, because that seems a little bit awkward, right? But that's what that word means. So when you translate back to English, you just really don't use word or not, right? That sounds almost like an ultimatum. So again, Linh, thích, hoa, không. Now a couple of things I want to bring to your attention, all right? One, you'll notice this thing's got this little thing above it. This is what makes the word higher in tonality. If you recall earlier, what I mentioned is that Vietnamese is a tonal language. That's what I mean. This word is pronounced a little bit higher than these other words. It's a thích. You basically take your tone up a little bit, all right. And then you also notice the other thing that makes you Vietnamese. It's a characteristic of Vietnamese. Pretty much every word, unless it's a word that's been influenced from French or English, it's all single syllable, right? Linh, thích, hoa, không. None of this is. These are 4 individual words. Okay, so that's the other thing that I just want to kind of point out. All right. So again, Linh, thích, hoa, không. Linh, thích, hoa, không. You see? So really the only word here I believe that might be tricky for an English-speaking person is this word right here, which is, again, a very common verb that we use over and over again because of the fact that this is a little higher. All right? So it's a close approximation of it is the word tick, like, in, like the thing that you find on a dog. But it's not that, right? This is a TH sound. So just kind of be aware of that. But the difference with this TH sound versus the one in English is we don't retract the tongue entirely. Okay, so it's tick, and then I don't pull the tongue back, because if I do, it makes a different sound. All right, so this is Linh, do you like flowers? All right, that's the first phrase I want to cover with you. The second phrase right here, if you notice, I'm keeping the same first two, the same base, for lack of a better word, right? Then I'm going to say Linh thích. Okay, let me explain what this is going to be in English first. If you're asking her, what type of music does she like? All right, so it's Linh thích nghe nhạc gì. Now at this point, I'm going to share with you the second phrase, right, which is part 2 of this video, is you're asking Linh, the lady you're with, what kind of music does she like? All right, so again, I'm going to keep the same root, okay? So this is, again, I'll annotate this. This is her name, right? And this is like. Okay, so down here, same thing, name. And then this is like, all right? So as you can see, I'm trying to keep the same structure so that way to simplify the video or yeah. So in this phrase right here, we're asking her what kind of music does she like. So say Linh thích, again, like, nghe, this is listen. Nhạc means music. And then Z kind of like means like type. Now, I'm going to go off on a tangent a little bit, all right, which is this. This is partly why when a Vietnamese speaking person learns English, it's choppy. Because if you notice, Vietnamese doesn't have prepositions, it doesn't have articles, and it doesn't have verb, and it doesn't have conjugation. So because of that, when you're first learning it, you're like, okay, this seems very choppy, but this is how Vietnamese is spoken, right? So I'm giving you this as really as a point of reference. The last thing you want to do is try to translate this literally into English because it's going to sound very broken, right? Like, Lin, like, listen, music, type. It just doesn't make any sense at all. But this is how Vietnamese is spoken, in its native grammar, all right, for lack of a better word. So I'm using this as really, again, a way for you to reference to know which word to pick out, okay? So Lin, thích, nghe, nhạc, gì. Lin, thích, nghe, listen, nhạc, gì. So as I said at the beginning of this video and the other videos I've been sharing with you, Vietnamese is tonal, right? You'll notice this word, there's a dot below the A. This means that word is pronounced very, for lack of a better word, deep, right? If you don't have this, it's nhạc, right? It's a different word. Nhạc is, if you notice my voice went really low, almost like in music, right? You drop several, I'm not a musician, but I believe the term is octave, right? Z, this is kind of like the middle, okay? If I put this dot here in place of that, it's going to be yi, which again makes no sense. Yi is type. So these are the things that we talk about when we mention that Vietnamese is tonal, right? This one makes the word go down a little bit. This one makes the word go down very deep. This one makes the word go very high. There's two more, for lack of a better word, tone accents, but that's a topic for another day, all right? So let me repeat this again. Lin, thích, nghe, nhạc, gì. Now, the two phonemes that you're going to have, there's a little bit of struggle for an English-speaking person, meaning that the basic sound unit. Nghe, this is one of the trickiest things for an English-speaking person to learn, bar none. In fact, for any foreigner, right? This sound is unique to Vietnamese. When you see names that start with NG or NGH, I can almost guarantee you that it's going to be very tough for a non-English speaker. Even a Chinese-speaking person has trouble with this sound because it's unique to Vietnamese. One of the most common Vietnamese names is Nguyen, and it's usually pronounced by an English-speaking person as Win, right? They take the NG sound and it sounds like a W, but it's not. This sound, I'm just pointing it out without belaboring the point that it's one of the trickier sounds to make, all right? This NGH sound right here. It's going to be pronounced Nghe. Most people pronounce it as ga, like a G, like Gary. It's not. It's nghe, all right? Nghe means to listen, okay? Nhạc, it's like NH, it almost sounds like a Y sound in English, right? Nhạc, okay? Z, this is almost like the Z sound, Z, okay? Lin, thích, nghe, nhạc, gì. Lin, thích, nghe, nhạc, gì. Okay? And then most likely she's gonna say like, probably like disco. There's a type of music, dance music called techno, which is basically just fast music, right? She might say slow, and she may even tell you her favorite artist. Okay, so that's kind of an open-ended question there. All right, so let me wrap this up, okay? The two phrases here. One is Lin thích hoa không, do you like flowers? Lin thích nghe nhạc gì? What type of music do you like, Lin? All right, or Lin, what type of music do you like? So again, these are just phrases that would allow you to kind of get to know the lady a little bit more, find out what her hobbies are, and whether she like flowers or not. And then of course the next time you see her, might be a good idea to bring some. All right. So I enjoyed this sharing this with you and helping break this down. Okay. So as I said, the best way to learn this is just to listen to it over and over again, and it's just going to take time. All right. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Vietnamese does have certain sounds that are a little bit tricky for an English-speaking person. But that's where repetition and just here and then listening to this and breaking it down over and over again is going to help you a lot. All right. So let me say it one more time. Lin thích hoa không. Lin thích nghe nhạc gì. All right. So as I'm wrapping up, I'm going to say thank you in Vietnamese, and I'll look forward to you in the next video. Okay. So again, cảm ơn, and my name is Alex. Hope you enjoyed this video. Let us know below what you like about this. and how we can improve this. And if you find these videos valuable, Vanessa and I would love to have you share this with the folks you know. All right. So this is Alex signing off, and I'll see you in the next video.